Hello Gemini, welcome to 2018. This is Gwendolyn. Welcome back to the channel, or if it's your first time here, welcome. This video is going to be a monthly Tarotscope for Gemini for January. And we open the month and the year with this beautiful full moon in Cancer. And that's happening in your second house, Gemini. So that's your house of assets. It's your house of money. It's your house of possessions, things that you own. So that's being illuminated. And some of you may be coming to a nice completion on something that you started 6 months ago. And you're finally reaping the rewards from that. Or if you're not experiencing the fullness of the second house, it may be shining a spotlight there on what you might want to do in order to make it be that you get to own the things that you want to own, and you bring the things to you that you'd like to bring. For some of you, it also may be releasing of assets, because full moons can mean completion, arrival, and release of things. So for some of you, it may be releasing, selling a boat or selling some large asset. Something has come to completion that you owned that you no longer need. And then you also reap the financial rewards of that sale. That's all full moon energy. On January 16th, actually, before I move on to the new moon, January 16th, one of the things that is happening with this full moon in Cancer is that it's part of a grand trine in water in the sky. We've got Neptune in Pisces, which is its home ruler. We have Mars and Jupiter in Scorpio, which is also trining this full moon in Cancer. And then obviously the moon in Cancer, that is its home placement as well. So it's all really supportive energy, and it's pointing towards this full moon. So your assets and finances are really highlighted and supported right now. So any action that you may want to take in terms of discovering something new with that, your 8th house being the house of where Jupiter is, where things expand. That's the house of things being reborn. You may develop a new way of approaching your finances, your assets, your possessions that leads you to more. You may have completed a cycle in terms of how you used to do things, and you may have the opportunity to bring something, have something be rebirthed there that brings you even more financial stability and security. So January 16th, we have a new moon in your, let's see, looks like that's your 8th house. So sorry, Jupiter's in your 6th house of work. So think of it that way, in terms of like your daily routine, your schedule, your job. But the new moon is in your 8th house, and that's where things can be discovered. 8th house is usually the house of rebirth. It's the house of things that are hidden, things that are secret. So it might be a good time to start something that has been a secret to you before. Things that have been unknown can be revealed in a new moon cycle. So if you begin planting seeds towards discovering something now, like if you want to learn something that has been mysterious to you, by the time you arrive at the full moon in 6 months in Scorpio, in Capricorn, your 8th house, you can reap some of those rewards, Gemini, and you may come to discover that thing that you're looking for. So, and then January 31st, we have another full moon. And whenever we get 2 full moons in the same month, it's considered a blue moon. So that's another thing that's happening in the sky this month. So I'm really just seeing it's a focus for you on finance, on your work, on your assets. And right now, Jupiter's sitting in your 6th house. It's really bringing you a lot of blessings in that area. It also could be related to your health. So it's a wonderful time of blessings and expansion in terms of your work and your health this year, Gemini. So let me go ahead and see what's coming up in the cards for you for January. Looks like you may open the month with a sense of feeling like you're indecisive about something, or you're kind of caught between two options. And what I really see is that you want to offer your heart to someone, or that someone is offering their heart to you. This potentially could be a water sign. So it could be Pisces, Scorpio, Cancer. And this could potentially be a fire sign here, Aries, Sagittarius, or Leo. And you may be having a hard time making your mind up because of old hurts. Or you may be going through some sort of grief that is preventing you from moving forward on something, even if there's someone who's providing help, emotional help, or someone who's providing like active help. I'm seeing this as a potential employee, or a student, or a mentee, someone that you tutor, that they're standing here like ready to help you, but you are kind of recovering from an old hurt or an old wound. Before you can take any, this is confirming that, before you can take any steps forward. You really have something going on in your mind, Gemini, this month, where you may need to take a pause and just reflect on things, especially around the new moon, January 16th, because there are insights available to you of a spiritual nature that you won't be able to get unless you kind of push pause with your mind. You're really going to have to take a step out of the battle and feeling like you need to always fight it out. You're going to have access to insights this month, but it's mostly internal stuff, Gemini. And this is the Lover's card, which is also the Gemini card in reverse. So in terms of your relationship or even your marriage, there's insights available here. But instead of taking action, you're going to have to go in and look at your heart, is what it's telling me, and look at what is going on in terms of things mentally. You may be used to solving things with enthusiasm and action, and this is sort of like offense and defense. You're used to being active and taking a proactive approach to something and just having like a sunny disposition. But in this case, it's more internal, Gemini. It's more like you're at a crossroads and you need to think things over. So let's see what's coming up towards the end of the month. You may be dealing with an earth sign, finding a compromise with an earth sign, especially if it's an earth sign female. So that is Taurus, Virgo, or Capricorn. And learning how to find a compromise, find moderation, find something that solves both of your needs. And then looking at where you want to expand further, where you want to go, and what you're willing to do versus what you're not willing to do. A page of coins often has to do with what we're willing to sign up for or the work that we're willing to put in. I'm really getting with these 3 wands cards. These are in the upright, which has to do with action. And then this is 3 of wands in the reverse, which has to do with envisioning things. What it's telling me, Gemini, is that you may have a tendency to just throw action at something rather than stepping back and seeing what it is that you want to create. Like it really will be worth the time and investment this month to find the middle road. That's really what I'm going to say is going to serve you. And really finding out where your mind and your heart intersect. You don't necessarily have to take action on anything this month, but it would really serve you to take a break, do some R&R. Like if you can go on a retreat this month, or if you can just carve out 5 or 10 minutes to think quietly, it's really going to help you this month, Gemini, because there's some internal stuff of an emotional or a spiritual nature that needs your attention before you can rectify anything in your relationship, in your approach to relationships, in your marriage, or finding a compromise with someone. So I think the answer is easily there, Gemini, for you. You just have to take a moment to pause and reflect and really consider something instead of checking out and just thinking that you might be able to solve it with action. So that's what I'm getting for you for January. If you have any questions or comments, feel free to put those below. It might be a nice month for you, Gemini, for just some introspection. and thinking things over. You might get some nice insights and wisdom and find that middle ground, that moderation, that peace. As always, if you would like to book a personal reading with me, you can always do that. I have my email below. And if you enjoyed this video, please feel free to give it a thumbs up or share it with another Gemini. And I hope everyone has a beautiful start to the new year, has a beautiful 2018 and a wonderful January. And as always, I just want to thank everyone so much for watching. Yours in the stars.